anti-Semitism caught in Ann Arbor, and new police dashboard available to residents.
But famous women's advocate Malala Yousafzai visits campus.
And an exclusive interview with a student band.
All that and more on this week's edition of Wolf TV Newsfeed.
Hello and welcome to Newsfeed. I'm Audrey Ash.
And I'm Rosemary Kozura. A disturbing act of anti-Semitism caught on camera in Ann Arbor. A man was seen trying to kick in the door of a Jewish community center near the University of Michigan. Wolf TV Newsfeed's Carson Downer has the story.
What Jewish community leaders are calling a clear act of anti-Semitism outside the University of Michigan's Jewish Resource Center. It happened just before 2 a.m. Sunday on Hill Street. The video shows a man running up to the building and trying to kick in the door while shouting anti-Semitic obscenities.
Jews! Oh my God!
The center's management says it was an unprovoked attack, one that's shaken students and staff alike.
First hard feeling is, where does that hate come from? Like, what drives you to go attack a Jewish resource center, which he clearly had no relationship with? He could barely read the name, and just out comes the hate. Crazy thing.
Police say the suspect never got inside, and it's not clear what his intentions were. Some witnesses believe the group may have been walking through the area after a night of partying, but Investigator Center says it's increasing security and urging the community to stand united against hate. For Wolf TV Newsfeed, I'm Carson Downer.
This past week, Nobel Peace Prize laureate and celebrated women's advocate Malala Yousafzai visited the University of Michigan to speak about mental health, advocacy, and the power of education. Hosted by the Ford School of Public Policy, the event drew in a full audience at the University of Michigan Union.
Her visit came just days after she began her press tour around the country promoting the release of her new memoir, Finding My Way. Yousafzai discussed the challenges that she has faced and overcome and talked through the work that she has done to promote women's education. Globally, her message resonated with students and inspired those who are looking to turn their passions into action. The Michigan Daily has just released its much anticipated annual list of Ann Arbor's best spots. The list was developed by writers at the Michigan Daily and outlines a variety of favorites in the Ann Arbor area.
Some highlights on the list were Washtenaw Dairy as best ice cream spot, Zimmerman's as best sandwich, Soul Cycle as best workout class, and Misfits as best coffee spot.
If campus is feeling a little bit crowded, you're not going crazy. This fall, Michigan set a new record of fall enrollment, 53,488 students. This is a 1% increase total and a 3% increase of undergraduate students since 2024. The university has seen an enrollment increase every year since 2021.
The new freshman class consists of students from all 50 states, 62 countries, and 5 U.S. territories. Of the 9,118 new undergraduate students, 8,178 are freshmen, with the remaining being transfer students.
Ann Arbor seems to be the place to be, as it was just ranked the second best college town in America. A study done by Wallet Hub compared 400 cities across the country and looked for indicators of academic, social, and economic opportunities for students.
Ann Arbor was ranked second on the list, right under Austin, Texas. The Michigan Sports Business Conference held its 14th annual meeting in the School of Kinesiology building, drawing some of the most influential names in sports, as well as some local Michigan legends. Gabby McCanny has more.
Hi, I'm Gabby McCanny with Wolf TV Newsfeed. Today we're at the 14th Annual Michigan Sports Business Conference. Follow our coverage of one of the biggest days in sports business for students at the University of Michigan.
He grew up in Virginia, but...
It was a full house at the Michigan Sports Business Conference, where students, professionals, and industry leaders came together to talk all things sports, media, and innovation. Hosted at the School of Kinesiology building, the 14th MSBC featured panels with executives and journalists from across the sports world, including representatives from the NBA, ESPN, and the Detroit Lions, all sharing insight into the rapidly changing business of sports. Among the featured speakers, NBA legend and broadcaster Grant Hill interviewed with Wolf TV to reflect on the event.
Hi, I'm Grant Hill, a 19-year NBA basketball player and one of the guest speakers here at the Michigan Sports Business Conference, MSBC.
With your experience in sports and in business, how do you see the two going hand in hand?
You know, it's amazing how sports, professional sports, even collegiate athletics, has just become massive, and it's become a multi-billion-dollar industry, and so there's so many opportunities. Not everyone can play in the NBA or play in the WNBA or NFL. And so, but you can still work in sports, and there's a whole ecosystem, there's a whole machine behind the scenes. There's businesses and that service sports. So it's just a lot of opportunities, and it's fun. It's fun. And so I think what they're doing here is just creating opportunities, making connections, bringing in people from all walks of life in the world of sports business. It's fantastic, and it was just an honor and a thrill for me to address the attendees and share some of my experiences on my journey.
Speakers discussed everything from athlete branding and NIL deals to the future of sports media. Between panels, students engaged in structured networking opportunities, trading resumes, making connections, and learning what it takes to break into the industry. For many, the opportunity to speak directly with recruiters and professionals is what makes the Michigan Sports Business Conference stand out. Attendees and speakers alike emphasized how events like MSBC bridge the gap between the classroom and the real world.
Davis Warren, play quarterback here at the University of Michigan.
And I'm Frederick Flips Richard, senior at University of Michigan.
I'm Tracy Wolfson, lead sideline reporter for CBS and a Michigan grad.
No, it's amazing. I feel like, because I was here last year, I met so many amazing people, and then when you come back 1 year later, it's like they're family already, and you just get this close network with everybody. I see them in the real world all the time at these different events, so it's just, you get this tight-knit community.
I think it's just a really cool opportunity to meet a lot of people. You have a lot of interesting people here, people who are in the space, been in the space for a long time, people like me and other students who are trying to learn something and network, and I think it's just a really cool opportunity to bring a lot of interesting people together and bring new ideas and just have an open forum about it.
I absolutely love this conference. First off, I love being back in Ann Arbor. Anytime I get a chance to be here, I come back. But to be part of this conference is incredible. I remember a few years back when I was a moderator, I looked out and I said, I just wish that there was something like this when I was growing up and here at Michigan. But just an unbelievable job that the Michigan Sports Business Conference does.
The event not only highlights Michigan's leadership in sports management and communication, but also gives students a front row seat to the conversations shaping the future of sports business. From networking to new ideas, the 14th annual MSBC proved once again that the intersection of sports and business is more dynamic and more connected than ever. This has been Gabby McCanney with Wolf TV Newsfeed.
Now joining me is a student band that has taken campus and social media by storm, Grenadine. And I am here with...
I'm Sage Taylor. I'm the lead singer.
I'm Bradley Rich. I am the drummer.
I'm Nick Langford, and I play the bass.
Thank you guys so much for joining me. And then, how did Grenadine come to be?
So, our keyboardist Luke kind of put us all together out of different circles. We came together and played just a small little house show outside. It wasn't like people were listening. It was like an open house vibe. And that sort of spiraled into this bigger thing as we realized that we enjoyed playing music with each other a lot, and people started to like our music even more. So.
Yeah, and then you've openly shared the growth that you've had from last year to this year, having yards packed with students. How have you felt about this change?
Yeah, no, it's an amazing feeling to have. I remember our first shows, they were the OGs supporters, and going to this recent show that we just had, it's been really amazing to see not just the people who have stuck with us all the time, but then all the newcomers who have really started to enjoy what we play. And I really love it, mostly with the fact that the crowd interaction with the band is really immense, and I'll often just look back into the crowd, even to the far backs of the audience, and it's every single person is really enjoying what they hear, and it's just really a great time. I remember there was one show that we had at the beginning of this year, and Sage was telling everybody to turn their flashlights on, and you could just see people scaling the roof, and it was it was really so amazing to see, and like regardless of where we're playing, whether it's like those giant backyard shows or just like or a private event, we really like give it our all, and it's such an amazing time everywhere.
Yeah, I bet. And you guys have gained a lot of attention on TikTok. So how has social media impacted your band, and what are you guys able to do because of that?
Honestly, the TikTok success kind of came out of nowhere. I just, like, it kind of started with, like, our first house concert, like, back in April last year. It started with, like, flyers and just, like, spreading the word, like, word of mouth, telling my friends, and, like, hoping people would show up. And, like, somehow, like, 200 people ended up in my backyard, and I was like, oh, my God, this is crazy. And then, like, I guess the next, like, natural step was to start posting on social media, and I was like, well, hopefully, like, it's, like, a few more people there. I did not expect for it to blow up and for like that many people to follow through and actually go to something they saw on TikTok. Like, I don't know, that was really surprising to me. And our first house show of this year, like on September 5th, there was like 500, 600 people there. And like, it was honest, I couldn't have even like dreamt of that many people coming from seeing a TikTok. It's so crazy, but like, it's such a useful tool that I didn't really expect to work as well as it did. But yeah, people have reached out to us to play at events because of TikToks. I mean, someone at MSU reached out to us to play at a house party because they saw one of our TikToks. Or like, people have been interested in like, oh, will you play my wedding? Like, so many things have come out of that, of just posting, like going on my phone and being like, oh, okay, my post for the day. Like, it's so crazy.
That's
so grateful.
awesome. Yes. And then do you have like a favorite song that you guys do?
I think we all love "Do I Do" by Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
That's we all feel like really.
Is that because you guys like it, or is that one that gets like the crowd?
I think it's us.
It's okay, us. I think each instrument really gets like a moment to shine on it. So I've got a little bass solo. Connor has this amazing guitar lick. The horns have these great licks, and obviously vocally it's incredible. And Stevie Wonder wrote it, so it's got awesome keyboard parts. And Bradley always shines every time he plays drums, and so I think it really gets at the heart of each musician in the band, so that's a good one.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then do you have any upcoming projects or shows that you can share with us?
Yeah, we're actually playing our first Blind Pig show next Thursday, November 6th, with Rose Hill and Pedal Wave. Doors are 8, and we go on 11:30, and then you can buy tickets online. And then we also have, we just found out we're opening for Racing Mount Pleasant on December 6th at the Power Center, which is Power Center. So yeah, those are our 2 big things coming up.
That's awesome. And then can you tell us how you can be booked for future events?
Yeah, so if you're interested in booking us, you can book us at bookgrenadine@gmail.com, or you can also follow us on grenadine.band on Instagram, and that's DM us. That's also where we'll post a lot of our upcoming gigs as well.
Hey, well, thank you so much for taking the time to come join us. I'll have to come to one of your concerts, and good luck with all your future performances.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, now with Halloween fast approaching, Newsfeed's Megan Kane took the diag to find out what students will be dressing as and their favorite movies to watch in celebration.
I'm Megan Kane with Newsfeed, and today we're on the diag getting in the Halloween spirit by talking with students about the upcoming holiday. Let's hear what they have to say. So, can you tell me what you're planning on being for Halloween?
My name is Grace, and I'm planning on being Gay Little Monkey from the Apple Store. My PC has a theme of like Gone Wild, so we're all animals, but I couldn't be something like normal, so I had to pick something niche, and that's what I landed on.
I'm Bailey, and I'm planning on being Alphabet for Halloween with some of my friends.
I'm a campus squirrel. My first name is Jamie, and I'm going to be myself for Halloween, a squirrel.
Is this the costume that you'll be wearing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Reagan. I'm going to be Han Solo for Halloween.
I'm Martino, and I'm still working on it, but I'm thinking either a cowboy or a pirate. One of those two, whatever costume I can find.
My name is Taniha. I have 3 costumes. I'm doing a group costume with my friends. We're doing Alice in Wonderland, and I'm the Mad Hatter. Then we're doing Wizard of Oz, and I'm the Tin Man. And then my last costume is a Rio bird.
And can you tell me what your all-time favorite Halloween movie is?
I would say Hocus Pocus.
For me, it's got to be Hocus Pocus. It's just incredible. It's camp. It's everything. Nothing else to say.
My favorite Halloween movie is probably Coraline. It's just a childhood movie. I watched it on my birthday when it first came out, and I watched it with all my friends, and it's just a really nice memory for me.
Not a movie, but a show, The Haunting of Bly Manor.
I have to say Scream.
A classic.
I'm going to go back to the old school original version of Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. Yes.
Whether you're going out or staying in, we hope you have a great Halloween. I'm Megan Kane with Newsfeed. Thanks for watching.
There's a new tool that gives Ann Arbor residents a closer look at a crime within the community. The police department just launched an online transparency dashboard, giving public access to real-time data on what's happening in the city.
The dashboard shows crime trends all the way back to 2021. While overall crime is slightly lower this year, not every neighborhood is seeing the same results. Across Ann Arbor, total crime dropped about 7% compared to last year, and violent crime fell 4%. But in the downtown area, those numbers actually went up with an 11% jump in incidents.
Police say most of these incidents are happening between midnight and 3 a.m. on Sundays, often near late-night establishments. The department is shifting focus toward prevention strategies and plans to hold quarterly community meetings to discuss the numbers.
Finally, while the Detroit Lions were in a bye week this past Sunday, the Pistons had a busy week facing off against the Chicago Bulls, Houston Rockets, Boston Celtics, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Over the past week, the Pistons secured 2 wins, beating the Rockets and the Celtics, but falling to the Bulls and the Cavs.
The Detroit Red Wings were on the road in the latter half of last week with a trip to the Empire State. The team took on the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Islanders, games that both resulted in losses, before returning home to take on St. Louis Blues and secure the win. At the time of production, the Red Wings will look to secure another win against the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis Tuesday night.
And that is our episode. Thank you for tuning in.
Follow Wolf TV on Instagram for more, and as always,
Go Blue!